Hey guys, Marcel LeBlanc here, Certified Financial Planner in Moncton, New Brunswick. Today I want to talk to you guys about something nobody likes to talk about: life insurance. Now, nobody likes to talk about life insurance because it's not an interesting subject. It's not pleasant to talk about somebody dying. But it's something very possible and something people should be considering in their overall financial picture. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is the evolution for the need of life insurance. Not everybody needs the same amount of life insurance. Not everybody needs the same type of life insurance. So here's what I use to show clients what to consider when determining the amount of life insurance that's right for them. And then we take it from there. So here's the amount of insurance needed, and here's the evolution of life. So typically, you'll always need to pay your final expenses. Funeral, taxes if possible, whatever. But final expenses, okay? So that's from the day you're born. Someone needs to protect that. If there's enough money put aside to pay for that, great. No need for life insurance. And then most people will accumulate debt to go to school, or if people don't go to school, they will typically get a job and get a line of credit to buy the things they really need and figure they'll pay it someday. Well, it's not fair to pawn off that debt to somebody else if something happens to you. So typically you'll get offered coverage on that debt from your lender or something like that, which is probably not your best solution, but that's a discussion for another day. So, you know, line of credit, then mortgage, and then eventually you pay off that debt and it goes down. The other bigger need, in my opinion, is the support of loved ones. So whether that be a spouse or kids, the need is huge, because the early on in the relationship, or the younger the children, the longer you need to support them. So the need really goes through the roof at this point, and goes on top of the need you have for debt and final expenses. So it's all piled on. But as the kids get older, you need to support them for a less amount of time, so it goes down. So a lot of people will come back and say, well, yeah, well, if something happens to me, well, she'll still be working and, you know, half the expenses are gone. That's not true. Everything else keeps going 100% except for the debt that might be gone and the car payment. Property taxes, 100%. Phone bill, 100%. Stuff like that. When you think about it, one spouse being gone doesn't equal half the payments being gone. As well, if something happens to both, yeah, there's godparents and somebody will be looking after the kids. But it's one thing to ask them to look after the kids, but it's another to ask them to financially support them as well as raise them. That's a lot to ask from somebody. So there's a lot of different products out there, and there's a lot of different solutions. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 874-6124 or marcel.leblanc@rogers.com. My advice is always free and always will be. Thanks.